Welcome to another episode of It's Credit at the Top. I'm your host, AstenCeo. I got the voice of God on the other side with me.
Hey, hallelujah. Peace and blessings, beautiful people. You know the vibes.
We 100 episodes in.
100 of them things, bro. Hold on, man.
100 episodes in. Yeah, clap it up. And this is what I want people to hear today about. We're going to talk about consistency this episode, right? And consistency can be a double-edged sword, because people will hear me say consistency all the time, and I've been a victim of this too. We'll do something consistently, and we think that the thing that we're doing all the time consistently is productive when we're consistently doing the wrong thing. But you can't figure out what the wrong thing is before you're consistent at doing the wrong thing.
Right. Yeah, that's a fact.
So it's like a lot of people, they don't have enough data. I guess data could be a good word to use. And when I'm saying data right now, I'm not saying it in the sense of like Excel spreadsheets and all these numbers and stuff, but I'm just saying like real life experience.
Knowledge. Yeah.
A lot of people, they spend too much time in the analysis stage, analysis paralysis. They're paralyzed by all the quote unquote learning that they're doing. That they don't ever get consistent at taking action at something to where they can hurry up and figure out what doesn't work so they can then start doing something else to see if that works. And when I'm saying doing something else, I'm not talking about doing something totally different. Like you're still working on the goal, like the one thing.
Right.
You just figured out that this doesn't work to get to the one thing.
Yeah. Not starting from zero, because that's what we do oftentimes. Gym pop, start from zero with something new.
Yeah, you do something, it didn't work. And then you go start some whole new other endeavor. Instead of, you have so much data, so much experience, so much real-time life experience of it not working this way. Be like, oh, okay. Well, that doesn't work. Let's do this.
Right.
And when you're doing this, you're using the data from this to help it. So I'm like, that consistency thing, there's a lot that I've learned in 100 episodes that are going into my strategy that we're about to start implementing. But I got 100 episodes of data.
Right. Trial
and experience and trial and error. And okay, this got a better response than this, and this got a better response than that. I realized that I was thinking of the podcast, for example, as the same entity as my YouTube.
Right.
Well, I'm like, yeah, the podcast does go up on YouTube, but it's totally different. And then the audio, for the people that listen on Apple Podcasts app or Spotify or whatever other platforms they're listening to podcasts on, that's a totally different experience from YouTube. And it's a totally different audience. I'm thinking it's the same people, and it's not.
Right.
Hey, yo, real quick, I did a little over 900K in my business with just one digital product, but I have a bigger goal now, 100 million. Yeah, you heard that right, $100 million, but not for me, for y'all. I'm helping 1,000 people making extra 6 figures online in their business like them.
I made 1K in less than 12 hours.
Spent 4 hours of my life to make 29 grand.
13,500. Trying to make it crowded at the top.
1,000 people times 100,000 equals 100 million worth of impact. I'm making it crowded at the top. Get weekly coaching calls with myself, all of my courses, trainings, resources, and systems, plus a private mastermind community of entrepreneurs, all designed to help you grow your business online for less than $2 a day. There's no excuses anymore. So click the link down in the description, tap into the mastermind community, and I will see you on our coaching call this upcoming Wednesday. Or don't, and sit on the sidelines and watch history in the making. But regardless, we going up on this side, and I'm going to show you these wins. It's crowded at the top. Let's get it. The people that listen on the podcast app, a lot, they may not be tuned into the YouTube, because if they're coming to listen to this, and if they're conditioned to listen to podcasts like the audio experience, why would they come over here? Because we have past episodes when I had certain edits and cuts and stuff, and I'm like, yo, them sounds is over on the
ching.
Yeah. Or even if I have an advertisement for something that I have going on, like for this credit at the top community, for example, I could flash screenshots of testimonials here, but if I have them screenshots and I'm saying like this, like they did on the podcast thing, like, oh no, that needs to be the audio testimonials over there. Right? The ads. We were just talking about this before it went on. I wasn't aware of the ad experience that people pay me. You know, the ads that I place when people pay me for. I'm like, oh, that's a different experience over there versus the clickable, skippable ads on the YouTube over here. And people on the podcast app, they listening to
cortisone.
You know, like, but I wouldn't have known that if I wasn't consistent, at doing it. And even just with this and things that I've gone through over these past 100 episodes, it even has my my whole marketing, not even marketing, just content plan in general has changed just with the power that I've seen of the podcast, the power that I've seen of a small YouTube channel. I'm like, I'm bullish on YouTube. Like y'all may see within these next 100 episodes me not even be on
the gram,
Instagram, because I'm sick of it.
Yeah. Like it's like a fight for the bottom on the gram. It feels like.
Yeah, and it's like, man, I was listening to a Sam Ovens video earlier today, and he was talking about he disappeared off of social. Like, if y'all don't know who Sam Ovens is, as far as an education business, he's like the guy. He did a lot of great things very quickly. You know, probably had $30 to $40 million a year business.
That's not bad.
Scaled it all the way down. I think he scaled it down to, let's just say, I don't know, but let's just say he had 200 employees. I'm just making a number up. He had 200 employees. He scaled his $30 to $40 million a year business down, and all them employees, he scaled it all the way down to like literally 6 people. Made less money and disappeared from everything for 2 years. And he ended up making more money with the 6 people than the 200 something.
Right.
Because a lot of people online, when they see like all these big numbers that these entrepreneurs are saying that they're making and stuff, they're just telling you the gross.
Right. Don't tell the full story.
They're not telling all the expenses and what the actual net is. So a lot of people that y'all see making 10 million and up, it's costing a lot of money for that. So Sam Ovens, he might say that they're making 30 million, but 8 million of that might be profit. With all the staff for one that he's paying, all the advertisements. He's super big on Facebook ads, right? And one of the reasons why I'm gravitating, which is why I'm feeling this is going to be the wave for a lot of people, it's just Facebook ads. They're getting worse and worse, and worse, right? But I ain't gonna go into that. But he was saying once he scaled down everything, he made less money, but he made more profit.
Right.
So it was like if he's making 30 million and he's taking away 4 million of that's profit, he scaled it all the way down and say he makes 10 million, but 4 of its profit or 5 of its profit.
Right.
It's like, well, what's the point in making 30 just to say that I did it?
Yeah, trim the fat.
But
it's real. It's a real thing.
Yeah, and he only sells one product now too. he used to have all these things. He says, if you ever hear anybody or myself talk about school, that's Sam Ovens' thing. It's basically like, say it's crowded at the top community, I would have it on school.
Oh, okay.
Versus the platform that I use now.
Mm-hmm.
I thought about that, but the only thing is if I transfer a new platform, like I would lose a lot of members. Like they say that you lose like 40% of people when you transfer platforms, just for the inactive people. Like, you know, they won't come over.
Yeah.
But it's for people that sell educational products and stuff, and you can't host everything in one place, like your courses, your calls, everything like in the one place. But say but to go back to the consistency thing, it's like, y'all, you have to be consistent at what you're doing to figure out what you need to do. And everybody just spends so much time figuring out what they need to do.
Right.
That nobody's consistent with anything.
Yep. That's like we were talking about the other day. Dang. Oh yeah, we were talking about like songwriting. And I was telling you how like, yeah, bro, you could like come with the fire verse in your brain or on paper, but then when you step in the booth, it's a whole different story. Like you don't know. You learn from the action.
Yeah, and I was listening to Rick Ross. He said something that Jay-Z told him, because Ross was like, "Oh, y'all talk about the $500K of the dinner, take the dinner." I know, because you know, recently his song went viral with Hove and the stuff. But this is something that I even started to implement of late. Ross said that Hove told him that instead of sitting down and writing to the stuff that you catch the inspiration from, or that you know is going to be a song, he said, sit there and write to everything that you know you can write to. So Ross was like, he would sit there and say he's listening to beats and be like, oh yeah, I like that one. He'll write to it. He said he started to be like, okay, I don't really like this song. I don't really like this beat, but I know I can make it work. Still write to it. Not saying that he's going to put it out or anything, but it works your pen. And then he said once he started to do that, that's when it was like Ross became Ross and all that, what I like to call luxury rap. You know how Ross got that? Yeah. It's like that thing that's him. Sound, nobody does it better than him. Yeah, for sure. That's why I like that song I told you with that number 3 on it. Yeah. But he said all that started to happen because he took the advice to be like, all right, I don't really like it, but I can do it. Right. And he started writing everything like that. So that's why I'm about to just be like, all right, the idea, whether it comes out or not, I'm gonna make something with it just because it's gonna, if I consistently do it, it's just gonna sharpen the sword. Yeah. That's like, I don't know if you saw the clip with old buddy, what's this? He a producer out of Atlanta, like legend. But he was saying like when him and Future have sessions, it ain't no, oh, I like you just saying, I like that beat, I like that beat. He's like, nah, whatever he play, Future go in the booth and record something to it. And he was like, that's how some of their biggest records were made. Like, he don't say no to any beat. But that's consistency. And think of somebody like Future, y'all, the example that you just used, he don't become Future by just doing stuff sometime. Right. Or think of when I like to use Wayne as an analogy, like a comparison to Future, because Future basically did the same thing that Wayne did. He just flooded the market. Like think when Future became Future, that mixtape run, he was just flooding, and that don't come with just making stuff when you feel like it or making stuff because you feel inspired. That's consistency. Future probably lived in that studio doing all that stuff every single day. What was it that came out? 56 Nights, Monster.
56 Nights.
Uh,
That was my joint, bro.
What was the other one? But whatever it was like
Bam,
boom,
bam, bam.
boom, boom. That's just like Wayne. It was mixtape Wayne era. It was boom, 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 boom,
mixtapes
boom.
and features. It was crazy.
And that's off of, so imagine all the stuff that Future flooded us with. Imagine everything that we didn't hear.
Right, that part.
And that goes off of that consistency of just making it.
I'm working the muscle.
So y'all, man, be consistent with everything. And then that's the best. Like I said, consistency is a double-edged sword, because a lot of y'all, and I'm saying y'all because I know y'all can relate to this because I've done it. I've been guilty of it in my past too. I'm seeing that something is constantly not working, but I'm like, oh, I'm still doing it though. I'm consistent. Mm-hmm. I'm like, nah, that's just procrastination disguised as consistency.
Right.
You feel some sense of production about yourself because you did something.
Right.
But deep down, you really know that the thing that you're doing ain't working. The stuff that you need to be doing, you read that book, go take action from what's in that book.
Right. Don't start a new
But you
one.
say, oh, I need to consistently read. I'm being productive. Are you consistently putting off the work that you need to do?
Right.
You watch that YouTube video, take action, do the thing that the YouTube video said to do. Or I'm consistently watching the next YouTube video and the next YouTube video. Like, you're consistently procrastinating. That's why I'm saying it can be a double-edged sword. You can be consistently doing the wrong things in the sake of you thinking that you're taking action.
And I thought about this like this morning, and it's crazy that like this is what we talking about today. But you know what I'm saying? I was thinking about the other side of it too. Like there's like a very, very fine line of being consistent in perseverance and being consistent in stubbornness. Like, where do you find that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Kind of like the wherewithal to make the decision to say, okay, this is what I'm on, and I know this is gonna work. So I'm gonna do this until it works, because sometimes it does end up working. Versus, like, we know this ain't working and it's never gonna work. Like, how do we make that decision?
I think everybody knows, like, you gonna have signs along the way. Like, think of the stuff where you've always came to a realization that this ain't it and you just being stubborn about it. There was always signs that this ain't it.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm like, just listen. Just listen. Right. Listen to your instincts, listen to your gut, and stop ignoring the stuff. We know the stuff that don't go with our nature, and we intentionally fighting against it all the time.
Yeah, that's real. Fact.
When that feeling hits, listen. Mm-hmm. God gave you the instincts for the reason.
Yeah, that's real.
So that's my thing. And with the 100 episodes too, I was thinking of getting a balloon to have in the background, 100 or something. But here's another thing about being consistent, y'all. When you're consistent at what you're supposed to be doing, ain't no need to celebrate it, because that's what you're supposed to be doing. Mm-hmm. Stop celebrating. And I want to say this too, because I really want this to hit with y'all, because I don't want y'all to think that you shouldn't ever pat yourself on the back and say that you're doing a good job. But if you know that this is what you're supposed to do, stop celebrating it, because when you celebrate it, it makes it seem like, oh, like I did it, like subconsciously you'd be like, I won.
For sure. And you lax.
That's why like when I used to play ball, when I used to hoop, you wouldn't know the dude this week because he's doing too much when he actually does something good.
Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm.
I mean, my pops told me one time when I was young, something on the court, and I was like, yeah, good game and stuff. And I was like super too happy about it. Mm-hmm. It was a football game. And he was like, yo, that's what you're supposed to do. Like, you him.
Right. Why you so
like
surprised?
Don't get
and shocked.
Yeah, don't be surprised and shocked and like celebrating. Like, we supposed to treat that dude that don't ever get in the game like that.
Right.
Like, this is what you do. Like Steph Curry, yeah, he shoot a shot, it go in. He might do a little celebration, but it ain't like it's a touchdown end zone celebration every single time the ball go in the hole. This is what I'm supposed to do. Let's act like it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a
know
difference between acknowledgement and celebration.
Yeah, I know when I signed up to do this podcast, and if y'all go back to listen to like episode number 1 or 2, I don't remember which one it was because I'm 100 in. Mm-hmm. I said the average podcaster don't get to 7 episodes. Mm-hmm. It's in like episode 1 or 2. I don't remember which one. Probably 1. Mm-hmm. Average podcaster don't get to 7 episodes. I said because nobody's consistent. They probably think it doesn't work or their audience isn't that big. My podcast audience, it ain't that big. In my brain, I'm only 100 episodes in. Is it supposed to be big?
Right.
Most people, I'm 7 episodes in.
I don't have 10,000 yet. Yeah.
But I'm saying I'm only 100 episodes in. Like, I'm just now starting to figure out something, and not saying I'm figuring out some things, but just small things, just starting to figure out 100 in.
That's what Mr. B said. He was like, I tell people, don't even think about it, or don't, like, you can't even look at it until you're 100 in.
But he's talking about YouTube videos.
I know, but still, it's the same.
But with my 100 in of this, I'm like, all right, this brain needs to go to the podcast, and this brain needs to go to the YouTube. Mm-hmm. And even with what I'm about to be doing with YouTube, that audio could still go on the podcast. It just may not be an episode. But for me, business-wise, there will be more ad revenue coming in.
Right.
YouTube video that dropped on Thursday, if it's good education, I'll just drop that audio on the podcast. Mm-hmm. It just won't be it's crowded at the top episode. It'll just be audio up there.
Right.
So y'all do the only way to become consistent is to be consistent. And a lot of times you're going to be doing the wrong thing consistently. And that's the only way that you're going to learn to do the right thing consistently. I signed up for this. I said, this is something that I'm going to be doing. Ain't no time frame on that.
Right.
Like, this is what I'm doing. So when it get to episode 500, it ain't we made it to 500. No, this is what I'm doing.
Right. And it's funny because there are things in our lives that we approach in that manner, but we don't approach everything like that. And I think that if we did, it would be much better. Because like me and like basketball, I know I'm going to hoop. Like, you know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing attached to that. I know I'm always going to hoop, like regardless.
Yeah, and I know that the time's going to pass anyways. And this is what I said that I'm going to be doing, y'all. So episode 250, episode 500, it ain't gonna be nothing that like, oh my gosh, like we didn't know that. This is what I'm doing.
Yep.
And another thing that I'm doing, helping entrepreneurs grow their business online. If that's what you about doing, join this crowd at the top community. Get weekly coaching from myself, all my exclusive trainings, plus a private mastermind community of entrepreneurs, all designed to grow your business online. And right now you can join for less than $2 a day. Click the link down in the description and I'll see you this Wednesday. It's crowded at the top.